What is up, my friends? It's Ray back here, and today is my 2-week review of the iPhone Air. Before we get started though, I wanted to give a big thanks to Verizon for giving me 60 days of sweet, reliable 5G service while testing this phone out. It's been super helpful, especially when uploading content, streaming shows, and, just living life with the Air day to day. I am pretty confident when the 60 days are up that I'm going to be moving my main eSIM over to the Air. 2 weeks in, the iPhone Air continues to be the most refreshing iPhone I've ever used. Coming from the iPhone 16 Pro Max, its thin and light design makes it an absolute joy to carry around. The in-hand feel is one of the best experiences that I've ever had with an iPhone. It's so good to the point where I don't want to put it down because it's so satisfying to hold, especially when you use it without a case. It's a little risky, but it feels great. Battery life has held up surprisingly well too. I didn't expect much out of it, but it easily lasts me through the day with my normal use, and performance, it's right up there with the Pro models. For everyday work, editing clips, and streaming, I haven't felt held back at all. Where things surprised me most with the iPhone Air though is the camera. Even though it only sports a single 48 megapixel fusion lens, it is still really good. The photos are sharp, detailed, and full of vibrant colors. Low light performance has been better than I expected as well. Night mode pulls in a ton of detail and keeps shots very usable. For video, the Air has been excellent as well. Stabilization is rock solid, colors are vibrant, and detail holds up even when you're moving around. I'm not sure if you've noticed it or not, but I've actually used the Air a few times for filming some of the shorts that I recently shared here on the channel. The quality has been impressive, and editing everything together right on the phone is pretty seamless. One of my favorite tricks with the front camera is that you can hold the phone horizontally and record vertically, or you can hold it vertically and record horizontally. It gives you the flexibility to comfortably hold your phone and not have to worry about the orientation of the video that it's in. Now, I will note that I do miss having an ultra-wide lens. It's been my default way to shoot video. It's also great for travel shots and covering conventions when I do that, but honestly, the main camera on the Air has been strong enough that I don't feel limited anymore, and the front camera expands to be pretty wide, so I just use that. Both the front and the back cameras are really capable shooters, and all of the footage that you've been seeing in this video has been a mixture from both the front and the back cameras. I'm not sure if you've noticed any differences, but they do hold their own against the Pro iPhones. Outside of the camera, I've been using the iPhone Air as my daily driver for entertainment. Apple TV Plus gives me early access to some of their new shows pretty often, and watching them on the Air has been a great experience. The screen may be slightly smaller than that of the 16 Pro Max, but the OLED panel still looks fantastic. Pair that with Verizon's 5G, and streaming on the go has been smooth without any buffering issues. Again, this is another area where that lightweight design shines, as in holding the phone for extended periods of time watching content. Still, there are some things that I do miss about using my 16 Pro Max, primarily the ultra-wide lens, which has almost always been my default way to shoot, and the bigger, longer battery life that you get. While the iPhone Air's battery life has been solid, it doesn't quite match the endurance of the Pro models, especially if you're consistently filming, gaming, streaming, or even traveling. It's one of the trade-offs that you have to be willing to make for such a thin and light design. So after 2 weeks, the iPhone Air continues to be more than just a light version of the iPhone. It's a device that feels complete in its own way. Thin, light, powerful, with a surprisingly capable camera setup that's been a blast to use. Yes, you give up camera features and some of the battery endurance of the Pro lineup, but in return, you get this incredibly refreshing design that's easy to carry, fun to use, and honestly feels different than any iPhone before it. I'll keep testing and sharing updates of how life is going with it, but still, 2 weeks in, nothing really changed. I am a huge fan of the Air. So that's all I got, my friends. Thank you so much for watching. Now I want to know, what do you think of the iPhone Air? Have you tried one before? Do you have one? Drop a comment and let me know below. And if you enjoyed this video, you know the drill. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button for much more coming your way soon. Until the next one, I will catch you guys later. Peace.